Wow. How do you live in that space moment to moment, or do you take time to intentionally connect in with that? How do you live that way? How do you?
Well, I wouldn't be here if I lived that. I wouldn't sitting here with you
Right. Okay.
because I wouldn't have much to say. He who knoweth speaketh not, and he who speaketh knoweth not. So in a sense, we are all, but you do it so that you can consciously live through, but get less and less attached to it.
Right.
Less and less attached to yourself. Less and less attached to your surroundings. In Buddhism, they have a sort of a law that if a Buddhist is really into its Buddhism, he doesn't sleep more than one night in the same place because he doesn't want to find attachment. And attachment, attachment, of course, is a result of the familiarity that we create around us. And in a sense, if a Buddhist has to do that because he's in the position of being attached, he should stay there until he was not attached. Don't you think?
Yeah.
He shouldn't be running around. It shouldn't mean anything to him. But when he moves, he is free.
You know what, Henry? I have moved. I didn't tell you this. I've moved a lot in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've moved a whole lot. If I told you how many times I've moved, I mean, I don't think you would be surprised, but I think many people would be surprised. I mean, I've moved many times. And I've always felt, I don't know, it's like I'm in a place and then I don't feel it anymore. And then I move to the next place. And I've moved, I lived all over. In New York City, I moved in several places. In Los Angeles, I've moved several places. Just feeling out neighborhoods and energies.
Well, how was your feeling when you leave? Are you finished with it? Is it
pretty
a
much
neighborhood that was yesterday's news?
Yeah, pretty much. It really is.
Okay.
And then
so you don't look back, and you don't
not really
regret.
No.
You don't regret anything?
Well, sometimes no. That's I would have. I'm to the best of my ability right now, wanting to not have regrets. There are a few.
But you
things.
can't say I don't want to have regrets because then you have regrets.
I know. I have a few that I think I could have made choices that may have been a little better, but then I wouldn't be where I am now and who I am now if I were in those situations and if I didn't let those situations go.
Well, was it mostly personal attachments and stuff, or was it things attached?
It's not things, because I'm great at letting go of things.
That's wonderful.
I've had to let go of many things over and over again. But it's more of, I think liken my soul not to being a gypsy, but I have this very roaming, free spirit, and I don't know too many people that way, and then I see friends that are settled with families, and they have a connection and a unit that they operate with, and I'm very much on my own, doing my own thing, moving in the world my own way. And I told you about the documentary that I did across the nation with my two dogs, and it was perfect for me. My ex-husband said to me, "Oh my God, that's the perfect job for you. You're going from town to town to town, and you're just roaming across the United States with you and the dogs, and meeting people." That's what I love, is to meet people and hear their experiences and finding these interesting people, and I love that. But I see friends and I see other people who they're settled and they have these lives and they have these families, and there's a part of me that feels I'm missing something by not having that. There's a bit of a sadness when I think about it. So I think that would probably be the only regret I have, or I don't know if it's a regret. It's more of a feeling of loss or missing out on something somehow, or somebody knowing where I am in the world, like you talked about in the jungle. Well, nobody will miss me if I die. It's almost like a feeling like that for me, that no one really knows where I am on a day-to-day basis doing my thing. and so if I just disappeared for a few days, everyone would just think, oh, that's just Monique. She's off doing some adventure.
So that is good. That is a step towards freedom. So, it's obvious. It's called freedom when you can move from one place to another without regretting and without looking back. And freedom is non-attachment.
Right.
Freedom is movement in that now, which doesn't count times and store things and hope things.
Right.
I don't understand why we got stuck that way. Do you?
Right. You know what? We have a couple of phone calls that have come in. I think people would like to ask us a couple of questions. You mind if we take a couple
Not
of
at
questions?
all.
Okay, yeah. Let's, who do we have here on the phone?
You have Mindy.
Hi, Mindy. It's Monique and Anne-Marie. How are you?
Yes, hello, Monique. First of all, I want to say, Monique, I love your show. I came in a little late tonight. And Anne-Marie, I think you are fascinating. I find myself, I want to call, but I don't. I just want to keep listening, if you know
Oh,
what I
you
mean.
sweet soul.
And Monique, you were saying something about how you see your friends and, maybe they're doing different things than you do and you feel you're missing out. I can kind of relate to that, too. You want to be true to yourself. You want to, experience and you're a certain way, but maybe if you did something different, maybe you turned left instead of right, it would have been different. And I really think that is a human feeling.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting when the rest of the world is operating from a place of, having their family units or having their security or having their, and I very much, ever since I was a kid, have always been a very free spirit. I left New Orleans very early and went to New York and roamed around New York for a few years and came to LA and have been here for many years now and then have roamed everywhere, all over. But I do love it. But looking at other people when they have that stability or family unit, that's the only thing where I have a question mark with, I think it's important to have a home base. That's what it is. It's
Well,
a home base.
I think you hit the nail on the head, but, you wouldn't be the person you are now if you hadn't done the roaming and the traveling, because you have added to your experience, I think.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
And that's definitely important for all of us to feel. I kind of call it our sense of purpose as well.
Right.
What does purpose mean to you?
Purpose means to me that when I wake up every day, I am adding to my life, I am giving to others, and I'm totally in a position of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else can I say about it? But I am so rewarded. I just feel like I'm almost giving off this energy, and what words do I want to say? I'm totally at peace with myself.
So, when you wake up in the morning and you start to use that day which you are spending in a happy and loving
Yes.
environment, you expand. You become more and that's what we are talking about.
And I find that I
Because
get
you're-
so much more out of my day when I wake up like that and say thank you.
Mhm.
I have another day. It's so beautiful outside. And I turn everything into a positive. Being in a big city, you get in a car and you drive somewhere, and you're going to get in traffic and this, but instead of saying, oh, I got in the wrong lane, I do this, or the wrong line at the market, just breathe in, breathe out. Just think of good things. Take one thought and think of something good about it. And I try this, and I tell you, this makes me happy. We have a choice, and I choose to be happy.
Right.
Good.
Well, thank you, Mindy.
Good
Thanks
for
so much
you.
for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I just had to say, so I'm really enjoying the show. I will hang up now. I want to listen to more.
Thank you. Thanks
Okay.
so much for calling in and watching the show.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.